In the dimly lit glow of a Sydney movie theater, where anticipation hung thick in the air like the opening notes of a soaring Broadway ballad, a simple family outing transformed into an unforgettable chapter of sibling love and cinematic serendipity. Jonathan Bailey, the charismatic force behind Bridgerton's brooding Anthony and now the roguish Fiyero in the much-anticipated Wicked, for Good, orchestrated a surprise that melted hearts across continents. On a balmy Sunday evening, November 23, the 37-year-old actor, freshly crowned People's 2025 Sexiest Man Alive, slipped unnoticed into the venue hosting a special screening of the film, ready to turn a routine viewing into a reunion etched in tears and applause. The theater, nestled in the vibrant cultural hub of Sydney's entertainment district, buzzed with excitement. Fans of the original Wicked musical, which has enchanted audiences since its 2003 debut on Broadway, filled the seats, many dressed in emerald hues reminiscent of Elphaba's defiant spirit or the glittering pinks of Glinda's wardrobe. For Bailey's family, however, the evening carried an extra layer of personal significance. Seated inconspicuously in the middle rows were his sister, her husband, and their two young nieces, innocent bearers of the Bailey legacy, who had grown up immersed in the story's themes of friendship, self-discovery, and the blurred lines between good and wicked. These little ones, with their wide-eyed wonder, represented the next generation's torchbearers, having belted out Popular during family car rides and staged impromptu Oz reenactments in the living room. Bailey, ever the master of understated drama, entered through a side door, his presence cloaked in the casual armor of everyday attire. A crisp white t-shirt that accentuated his toned physique, faded blue jeans that spoke to his grounded Oxfordshire roots, and a navy baseball cap pulled low to shield his chiseled features from immediate recognition. He moved with the quiet confidence of someone accustomed to commanding stages yet cherishing the anonymity of off-script moments. Pausing at the front of the auditorium, he accepted a microphone from a theater staffer, his heart pounding not from stage fright but from the raw vulnerability of impending revelation. The room fell into a hushed expectancy as he stepped into the spotlight, literally and figuratively. With a voice steady yet laced with emotion, Bailey addressed the crowd. "I'm here tonight to pull off a little surprise for my sister, who's sitting right over there, along with my two incredible nieces and her wonderful husband." Gasps rippled through the audience like wind through the Emerald City's fields, followed by a crescendo of cheers that built to a thunderous ovation. Spotlights swiveled to illuminate the family's row, where his sister's face lit up in stunned disbelief, her hands flying to her mouth as joyful tears welled. The nieces bounced in their seats, tiny fists pumping the air, while the brother-in-law offered a bemused grin, clearly in on the secret but equally moved by the unfolding magic. "I hope you all don't mind if I join you for the film," Bailey continued, his British lilt infusing the words with warmth. "It's going to be an absolute pleasure to share this with them, and with all of you." The applause swelled anew, a wave of communal delight that washed over the room. True to his word, Bailey descended the aisle with arms outstretched, his stride purposeful yet tender, like a prince reclaiming his kingdom of kin. Reaching his sister's side, he enveloped her in a bear hug that spoke volumes, of shared childhood secrets, late-night heart-to-hearts, and the unbreakable thread that family weaves through fame's glittering distractions. They swayed gently, locked in the embrace as the theater's energy peaked. Whoops of joy, sniffles from sentimental strangers, and even a few audible sighs from admirers captivated by the scene's intimacy. This wasn't mere theatrics, it was a poignant snapshot of Bailey's world, where the glamour of red carpets coexists with the quiet profundity of familial bonds. The actor hails from a close-knit clan in rural England, the eldest of three siblings including sisters Katie and Genevieve, whose influence has shaped his empathetic portrayals on screen. In interviews, Bailey has often credited his family as his emotional anchor, the ones who remind him that vulnerability is strength. His nieces in particular hold a sacred space in his heart. They're the muses for his softer side, the reason he tears up over crayon drawings or school achievements. Wicked, for Good, with its exploration of found family and moral complexity, resonated deeply with him because of them. The story's songs were lullabies in the Bailey household, fostering a love for musical theater that propelled his career from West End stages to Hollywood blockbusters. The surprise echoed a similar emotional high from earlier in the month, when Bailey attended the film's London premiere alongside his loved ones. There, amid the flashbulbs and frenzy, he found himself overcome while watching his eldest niece absorb the spectacle. She was just sitting there, utterly enchanted, taking every note and color in like it was her own adventure. He later shared on Late Night with Seth Meyers, his voice cracking with recollection. "I started weeping right there in the theater and I couldn't rein it in. It hit me how these stories we pour our souls into echo back through the people we cherish most. That premiere marked a personal milestone for Bailey, who joined the project 3 years prior under the visionary direction of John M. Chu and producer Mark Platt, whose 15-year stewardship turned a stage phenomenon into a cinematic juggernaut. Delving deeper into Bailey's journey with Wicked, his portrayal of Fiyero Tigalar, the dashing Winky Prince who evolves from carefree rake to principled ally, mirrors his own growth. Fiyero's arc, fraught with romantic entanglements and ethical awakenings, allowed Bailey to infuse the role with layers of nuance. The playful charm that won over Bridgerton fans, tempered by a newfound gravitas honed through theatre training at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art. Filming in London's opulent studios, he navigated elaborate sets recreating Oz's whimsical landscapes, from the Shiz University halls dripping with ivy to the clock of the Time Dragon's mechanical marvels. Co-stars Ariana Grande as Glinda and Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba formed a tight ensemble, their chemistry crackling in duets like As Long As You're Mine, where Bailey's tenor soared in harmonious defiance.